Hi everybody, Laura from the Body Shop of Sauk Prairie. Good morning or good evening, whenever you happen to be watching this. We want to thank everybody that tuned into our channel yesterday for the workout and made comments. Thanks, we really appreciate it. We're going to go for about 30 minutes here, give or take. I'm not sure what time it is. And we're going to accomplish as much as we can in that 30 minutes. So this workout is going to be quick moving and we're going to target every body part. So here we go, let's buckle up. Let's start lying down as usual. If you get sick of my baseball hats, I'm sorry, my hair is in desperate need of a cut and color. So it is what it is. Reaching through the fingertips, peek forward. Those heels are right in alignment with your sits bones. Knees tracking right over big and second toe. Make your spine nice and long. I always say take up as much room as you can on the floor or mat with your spine. And you can do this workout anywhere, just right on your carpet, living room floor, in your room. So just try to make your spine nice and long. Reach to the crown of the head. Back of the head is lying flat. And we're just going to warm up with a couple of pelvic tilts. So rocking the pelvis towards you, flatten the back into the mat. Exhale, rock it away, neutral. And breathing in, rock the pelvis toward you. And exhale into neutral. And one more. Breathing in, rock the pelvis towards you, flatten the back. And exhale into that neutral spine. Stay here. Kind of button up the front of the rib cage a little bit. You've got that little space underneath your back. Let's just move into some arm circles. So bring hands wide and back up to the ceiling. Again, thinking about those of you who are in a home office right now. Maybe you've got kids at home. Take these circles nice and wide. So thinking about, being in your office chair, using this time to just get a little movement going in your body, for your mind and your body. And let's reverse those circles, opening, scoop, and reach. Open, scoop, and reach. We're going to do 3 more. And 2. Last one. Good, and then bring those knees in, give them a nice hug. Massage out your lower back by drawing some circles on the ceiling with your knees. And reverse. And then plant the feet back down, arms back down. I'm peeking forward just to make sure my feet are where they should be. Taking a breath in. And as you exhale, bring the chin into the chest, reach to the fingertips. Again, we're lifting forward with the sternum. Peeling the shoulder blades up off of the mat, and then find that piece of fruit kind of underneath your chin. And lift. And lower down. And breathing in. Exhale, lift. Upper body curl, and lower, and 2 more. Lifting into your upper body curl as you exhale, and inhale, lower down, and 1 more. And let's stay here. Let's bring the arms to the ceiling now, keeping that upper body curl. Lower the arms down, circle out and around, just like you did before. Lower, and circle. Really keeping that upper body curl so that your neck can be relaxed, your head is relaxed. Let's reverse. And this work is all coming from the abs. Let's do 3 more in this direction. And 2. Last one. Good, lower the head down. A little bit of paddle arms, moving one arm back. And the other, I need to scooch forward just a bit because I'm hitting the bars. let's do 2 more each side. So here's 2, and 2, and last. Set, good, getting nice and warm now. Arms travel down by your sides. Let's float the legs into the chair, tabletop position. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, come into that upper body curl. Now here, instead of being in our neutral, we want to tuck the pelvis a little bit. So the spine is nice and rounded, abs are scooped out. Shoulders are peeled up off of the mat and lower back down. Breathing in. As you exhale, find your scoop. Rounding forward, scooping out the abs and lower back down. Going into the 100. You can keep your legs in chair here or extend to your Pilates V position. Here we go. Breath in. Exhale, scoop and round. Extend the legs, heels together, toes apart. Tuck the pelvis, stay rounded, pump the arms. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in and out. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. In and out. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. In and out. Stay rounded. Stay scooped. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. In and out. One more. And hold, 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 hold. Can you give that pelvis a little further tuck? Hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees in, arms up. Rest your feet down. Open the arms wide. Maybe take the feet wide on the floor. Sway the knees back and forth. Breathing in and out. Opening the chest. Good, now let's bring the knees back center, arms back down by your sides. Now fold the legs into chair position. And this time, let's do a couple of pelvic tilts without moving the legs. They might move a little bit, but we're going to try to keep them steady. So breathing in, rock the pelvis towards you, flatten the back. Exhale, rock the pelvis away into neutral. So we're buttoning all this up, knitting the ribs together, rolling kind of in and out of that neutral, but we're keeping the legs steady. 3 more. And 2. Last 1. Good, give the knees a quick hug. That was kind of a precursor to what we're going to do next. This time, with your legs folded into your chair, tabletop, I want you to bring your hands to your thighs. Now we're in that neutral spine now, but I want you to pretend like your thighs are in a fight with your hands are in a fight with thighs. And we're tucking the pelvis, flattening the back, your hands are pressing into the thighs, we hold, and then release. Notice this is a really small movement, but kind of big results. Tuck, 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 press, 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 and release. Let's go for 4 more of these. Tuck, press, 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 and release. And 3, tuck, 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 and release. And 2, so much harder than what it looks like. And resist. Last time, tuck, 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 hold, 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 hold. We're gonna hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Bring one foot to the mat and the other. Open the arms out wide. Little rest break here for a breath. Good, bring the knees in for a hug. Bring the chin into the chest, round into your ball. And then stay here. We're just going to go in for a little stretch by extending the left leg out, right leg up. So we're not doing anything else here. This is just a stretch. Keep your abs involved if possible. Shoulders back and down. And then we're going to switch that. Stretch. Abs are still involved. Relax the shoulders. One more each side. And last time, here we go. Good, back into your ball. And then your hands are gonna come to the back of your head. The thumbs are gonna be at the bottom of your skull bones. Now we're not pulling the head or neck forward, we're just supporting the head and neck because the abs are doing the work. Extend the legs to the ceiling, heels together, toes apart. Lower down and lift. Lower down and lift. Let's do 4 more. 3 and 2. Last one. So good, knees in, rest your head for a moment. I'm giving you more breaks at home probably than I would here in the studio, just because, at least for me, it's harder to follow along with a video at home when you're not in a group setting. I kind of need someone telling me what to do in person. So I think the breaks just help you stay motivated to stay with the workout, but that's just me. Let's come into our ball again. We're going to support the head. This time extend your left leg out. Now I want you to keep your elbows wide. Try to keep your chest pulled forward. Remember, we're trying to bring the shoulder to the knee for a twist. And switch. So think shoulder to knee instead of elbow to knee. And keep breathing. Let's do 3 more each side. Here's 3, and 3, and 2, and 2. Last set. So good. Bring the knees in, give them a hug. Ironing out the abs just a bit. We're going to do just 3 pelvic tilts into a bridge. So breathing in, rock the pelvis toward you. Lift. Slowly roll the spine down. And again, breathing in, rock the pelvis and lift. And slowly rolling it down. 1 more. Rock and lift. And release down. Good, let's come up to a seated position. So I'm just gonna roll on up. I'm gonna move back a little bit. And then dive over quick, just for a little stretch, iron out the lower back. Good, planting the feet. Arms are gonna be out in front of you. So we're gonna sit up tall to start, take a breath in, and exhale, I want you to roll back to your sacrum. Really scooped and rounded out here in the abs. So roll back as far as you can, almost like your toes are gonna start to float up. And then we're just gonna do a little bit of marching, bringing one leg up, lowering it down. Notice, if you really have those abs scooped out, it's kind of like laying on your back in neutral spine. Your legs can float in space. Let's do 1 more each side. Last time. Now stretch the legs out, dive forward for your feet. Trying to do some stretches in between our ab work. Breathe. And then again, we're going to assume that position of back to the sacrum. Arms out in front of you. Now, can we bring both legs into a tabletop chair-ish position and march from here? Tap one leg down, squeeze it in. Good, keep breathing, keep the abs scooped. 1 more each side. Last time, hold it here. Can we extend both legs out? Fold back in from the knee. Extend. Let's try to do 2 more. Last time. Good, hold it here. And again, straight the legs, dive forward for your feet, calves, whatever feels good to you today. Take a breath. And we're going to switch it up. Bringing yourself to your all fours position. Again, I think I mentioned this yesterday. Make sure that you've got some space between your hands and your knees to work. Roll the shoulders back and down, kind of in their home. Little cat-cow breathing in. Exhale, roll through the spine, flip the tailbone up. Just two more. Last time. Good. From here, I have to scooch forward just a bit so that I've got enough real estate back there. But can we tuck the toes under, getting yourself into your plank position, holding it here. Good. This is great for everything. The abs, the arms, the whole body. Holding in your plank for just 5 more seconds. And lower to your knees. Now, of course, you could have been on your knees the whole time. That's totally fine. Let's press back, child's pose quick. If I didn't have my baseball hat on, my forehead would be planted. Sink the seat into the heels. And now we're just going to do a little plank series. It won't take long. You'll feel great afterwards. So let's assume that position again. Now we're trying to hold the rest of the body still as we move through this. So right knee is going to come to right elbow, press it back. Then right knee to left elbow, press it back. Then you're going to open that hip wide, press it back, same thing on the other side. Cross in front first, then to the other side, press it back. Now open that hip wide, press it back, lower to your knees, quick child's pose. Try to do a few stretches in between each exercise since we have limited time to be here, right? And again, into that plank position. Let's do the same thing one more time. Right knee to right elbow, press the foot back. Right knee to left elbow, press the foot back. Open the right hip wide, set it down. Left to left, press. Left to right, press. Open, open, open. Press it back, lower to your knees. Child's pose. Sink seat into heels. Good. Coming up to all fours. Bring the fingertips together so that they're facing one another. And we're just trying to keep the chest kind of over the hands. And now you're just going to lower yourself down as far as you're comfortable. Press back up. Now some of you might go all the way down. Some of you might not. I feel more comfortable kind of going halfway down. That way I can keep my chest further over my hands. Keep the shoulders down. 3 more. I always say keep shoulders down because it's one of my main problems. Last one. Good. Let's keep the knees together now. If that's not comfortable, you can totally separate them. Stretch the hands all the way out in front of you. Good, now let's go into a little bit of side work. So this is buns and booty. So we're gonna lay on our side and kind of match up your heels with your sits bones a little bit. And then if you need you can use a pillow. I'm using a yoga block and towel. You can use a ball, kid's ball, if you need this. I have a little bit of a neck problem, so I like to have something underneath me. It doesn't have to be much. Probably a ball would work better, but this is okay. So I'm laying all stretched out here, and I want you to kind of take up room on mat or floor wherever you are, so that you have a long amount of space from your head all the way through the tailbone. So stretch, take a moment to stretch your spine out. In other words, we don't want to be kind of bunched up like this. So take up space on the floor or mat, wherever you are. Heels kind of back in line with your sits bones. Now, we still have to use the abs for this, so tuck those in. And I'm going to bring my hand to my hip. You could also bring it in front of you, making a little tent to support yourself. If your hand's on your hip, make sure that your elbow is pointed toward the ceiling so you're not tempted to kind of roll back. And we want to keep that top hip forward. So we're just going to lift and lower. This is a small movement. We're isolating the hip, keeping everything tucked in here. And 3 more. And 2. Last one. Good, now bring that whole top leg to a hover. And I think I'm going to flex my foot a little bit so I can remind myself that my foot's going along for the ride. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keeping the abs buttoned up, we're using the abs for help. 3 more. And 2. Last one. Hold it in a hover, try not to rest. We're extending that top leg all the way out. So a long line from shoulder to hip, right through the heel. Lift and lower. 3 more. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Hold it at a hover. Point the toe. Can you circle without too much bouncing around in the rest of the body because you're holding it from here? If you need to, use the tent in front of you. Now let's reverse. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Flex and point the foot. One more each way. Good, now flex, lift and lower. I might get this backwards on the other side or forget something. 3 more. 2. Last one. Stretch the bottom leg out to meet the top. Externally rotate that top leg, but keep this hip fighting to stay forward. We're lifting and lowering. So we're flexing to lift and pointing to lower. Making sure that you're not shortening here between the rib and the hip. So notice how small I'm keeping this. 3 more. And 2. Last one. Good. Bend the knees, bring it in. We're resting for a moment before we go into kind of the piece de resistance. So I'm keeping those heels in line with my sits bones again. Working from the core as well. Lift that top leg up. Keep the heel closer to the bottom. Now, we're externally rotating and internally rotating. But I'm still keeping this top hip forward. So this is a small, tiny, isolated movement. We're going for 4 more. And 3. And 2. Last one. Feels awesome. Turn over onto your back and cross that leg that you just worked over the knee. Brave souls can bring that leg into chair for a bigger stretch. You can even play with this number. Good. Set it down. Relax in the stretch for a moment. Perfect job, guys. Other side. I have to turn around. Check my time. So again, pillow or not, up to you. You can also just lay your head down. Forgot to mention that before. Do what works for you. Okay, here we go. Getting into position first, most important. So we want that length in the spine, so take time to make more space for your spine on floor or mat, wherever you are. Roll the shoulders back and down. Once again, hand here or here. Make sure that you're not tempted to kind of get bunched up this way. Now, we're just going to keep the heels connected as we begin to lift and lower. And when you start this, you might think, oh my gosh, I'm so fatigued already on this side, because you were working both sides. You just didn't realize it. Here we go. Hopefully I don't forget the series now that we're here. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Now top leg comes to a hover. Lift and lower. Remember, we're fighting to keep that top hip forward. This is small and isolated. Doesn't have to be big movements. Tucked in. 3 more. 2. Last one. Stretch that top leg all the way out. Nice long line. Lift and lower. I think this, I might have done this backwards on the other side. Oh well. 3 more. 2. Last one. Point the toe. Small circles. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. When you can isolate the body from the core. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Point to flex. Yeah, I think I might have done it backwards on the other side, but that's okay. We're getting it all done. Last 2. Last one. Can you hold it a hover while you bring both feet out, stretched out? Turn that top leg to external rotation. We're going to flex up and point lower. Remember, this is a small movement. We're trying not to shorten between the ribs and the hip bone, so that's why I'm not kicking all the way up. Might seem like you're more flexible on one side than the other. That's okay. 2 more. Last one. Good. Bend both knees in. The second side seems to go faster, or I forgot something. I'm not sure which. Hover the top leg. Internal and external. Remember, this is a tiny isolated movement. I'm going to bring my heel back just a little bit. Good job, guys. Keep breathing, keep the abs tucked in. We're working the glutes. Let's do 3 more all day. 2. Last one. Good, lovely. Rest down. Turn over onto your back once again. Make some room for your spine. Cross that leg over. And again, you guys that are brave souls can hold that leg in the chair, or you can tap and lower. Resting down, really stretching out that piriformis. Good, coming up to seated. We're just going to do one more thing real quick. I think we're almost at the end of our 30 minutes or somewhere around there. Pick that off to the side. Now we're just going to bring, let's start with the left leg, I guess. Left leg out, right leg kind of in. Stretch here for a moment. Sitting up nice and tall. And then let's switch. Right leg out, left leg in. Sit up tall. hold the belly button in. And then we're going to bring the heels close to the body, holding on, trying to bring the knees further down to the floor, sitting up in a nice tall spine. And you might see me doing this quite a bit in the last couple days, this butterfly stretch. It just reminds you to kind of open up the chest, open up the shoulders, and sitting tall is helpful right now because everybody's sitting at their home office desk, right? It's a little bit different than doing what you normally do. And then let's just begin to rock back and forth. So you're still pulling your heels close to your body, maybe lifting one tush, one butt cheek up off, one sits bone up off. One more each side, a little bit of rocking. Last time, plant those sits bones, sit up nice and tall. And that's your around 30 minutes, guys. Thanks for tuning into our channel today. We appreciate it. Hopefully it's just something that can keep you moving when you can't be here or in the gym or in the yoga studio or doing the things that you'd normally be out and about doing. It's great for us, keeps us moving a little bit and motivated. Just an update on the studio, we are installing our TRX system, so that's really exciting. And we're also taking this time to kind of study and learn new exercises so that when we are all allowed to come back here together, we've got great new plans for you all. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you had a wonderful day. Possibly tomorrow or the next day, we're going to have a bar workout that you can do from a wall or your kitchen counter. So you don't need a bar for it at all. So tune in for that. We'll probably record that later on today or tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye.